Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So yes, we are into the final part of this unit, employment, unemployment and skill development. So in this lecture we will be dealing with only two concepts, that is gig economy and jobless growth. So let's get into the topic or lecture directly. So starting from the gig economy. What is gig economy? See, it's a free and global market where companies and contractors set short-term and on-demand professional relationships that are flexible and skill-based. See, what this gig economy is like let's say a simple example. A person wants you to design some poster and he is paying you some amount of money. See, and you are a freelancer, like you search for jobs like this and do. So you eventually get into touch with that person and get that person, make him that poster with whatever requirements he is, and he is paying you the money. So here it is, that job is set for short term and it's a free and global market. Like I can, if I am a freelancer, I can contact with any person in around the world and good to get the job done. So according to Niti Aayog, around 7.5 million gig workers are in India and is expected to rise to 25 million by 2030. This is something huge number which we must very much take into consideration. And it should be also noted that around 60% of the new employment generated in India and world in particular is attributed to the gig economy, because this gig economy provides the flexibility and it plays a vital role in the development of economy. Now, what are the key drivers for the gig economy? Flexibility to work from anywhere. See, we are in this digital age, like a worker might not need to sit in a fixed place or location, and the job can be done from anywhere. So employees can select the best talent available for a project without being set for a particular geographical area. Changing work approach. See, the millennial generation seems to have a quite different attitude towards careers. Like they seek to do work that they want to do rather than have careers that may not satisfy their inner urges. So like, I want to do this, so I will do this. Just because it pays, something else pays more, I do not want to do this. That is something gig economy, I mean, like the work approach changes. Business models and technology. Gig employees work on various compensation models like fixed fee, which is decided during the contract initiation, time and effort, actual unit of work delivered, and quality of the outcome. See, the fixed fee model is the most prevalent. Like this is something which is spoken before the contract has been signed with the employer and employee. The technological change has made contracting far easier, which is making it possible for the workers to find work and for companies to sort of work closely with those who are not employees but contractors. Next one is rising demand of contractual employees. See, MNCs are adopting flexi hiring options, especially for niche projects, like to reduce the operational expenses after the pandemic. This is significantly contributing towards the gig culture in India. Next one is increased smartphone and mobile penetration. Like, so smartphone and penetration along with the affordable internet access, with India consuming the highest mobile data per smartphone user in the world, it has created a platform for businesses to connect with the workers directly. These drivers eventually push for the gig economy to survive. Now, what are the challenges? See, job security, irregular wages, and uncertain employment status. Like you might find jobs, you might not even find jobs for prolonged period of time. Wages might not be proper. Rising stress due to uncertainty in associated with regularity in available of work. Like if you have work, you have income. If you do not have work, you do not have income. That is something. It's a major challenge. Limited access to internet and digital technology. Okay, even though India is the most consuming uh, data consuming country in the world, but still the limited access to internet and digital technology is still prevalent. The contractual relationship between the platform owner and gig worker denies the latter access to many workplace entitlement. Like this is something like okay, a platform, a website, a app, or whatever you may call it. Like a gig worker finds the place, finds one work through that app or whatever we may call it. But after that work is done, there is no connection between the app and the contractual platform owner, which does not give them later workplace entitlements. Stress due to pressure from algorithmic management practice and performance based on evaluation. Like if you are in the app or websites or whatever, like LinkedIn and many other things, you get ratings for management and performance. If your performance is very poor, eventually no one is going to give you any work. Or even if you just started, it's very difficult for you to find one work. So that is something big challenge in the gig economy. Now, what are the solutions for that economy? Increased access to the institutional credit for platform workers and those interested in setting up their own platform. Like yes, when you give them loan for the gig workers, they can set up their own platform and start contributing towards the economy. Skill development of youth and workforce to make them employable. Like gig economy alone, that skill whatever they have alone will not help them in the development. So a bit of skill development among the youth will help them in finding job in sometime other areas too. Government can ensure the universal coverage of platform workers through the code on social security. Like this is like covering the entire population of working under like particularly gig economy under the code on social security. Like again, unsecured loans extended to the first time borrowers in the platform economy may be classified as priority sector lending. Like we should uh, like giving loans without any security or something like that. So it might help in the newcomers in the gig economy to set up their bases and develop themselves. And along with that, supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs associated with platforms. Like this will again help in the development of economy, which will eventually help in the development of society. Now let us look into the recommendation by Niti Aayog. Proper estimation of gig workers in India, like through separate exercises to estimate the size of gig economy and characteristic features of work, like collecting information during like using PLFS, NSS, or otherwise, or whatever it may call different census, something like that. Catalyze platformization, like introducing platform India initiative, like simply just like similar to startup India, like built on the pillars of accelerating platformization by simplification and hand holding, funding, supporting incentives, skill development, and social and financial inclusion. See, when you create such platforms, what happens is it will help the self-employed individuals to sell their produce to wider markets in towns and cities, uh, and also bring in more customers towards them. Accelerate financial inclusion. See, it enhances the access to institutional credit through financial products, which is specially designed for the gig economic workers and those interested to set up their own platforms for the gig economy. That is something which we must very much tackle with it. So hope you guys are clear with gig economy. So moving on to that, now we will be dealing into the jobless growth. So what is jobless growth like? See, it's nothing but the economic growth happens but does not create jobs. That is simple explanation of jobless growth. Economic growth keeps on happening but jobs are not created equal to that. That is jobless growth. So what are the major reasons like global economic slowdown? See, it is likely to force workers to accept lower quality, poorly paid jobs, which lacks job security and social protection. Missing middle. See, we all know that India transformed from agricultural sector to service sector directly. See what happened? This service sector experienced high growth, but manufacturing sector gives major jobs. I mean, high amount of jobs, which is crucial for employment generation, but has remained stagnant. Tech advancements like rapid tech advancements and automation have increased productivity, but at the same time has reduced the demand for the labor. Next one is lack of skills. See, India's education and training system has been criticized for not equipping graduates with skills that employers require. Yes, this is rightly acceptable, because even in the engineering or whatever streams it may be, we have bookish knowledge. That bookish knowledge too will be like quite an outdated one and is not relevant to the current scenario. So when we go with that outdated knowledge out of the college, eventually we are still more outdated, because a lot of new resources, lot of new technology advancements have happened, which means that the graduate of any stream does not have the skills to sustain. Next one is underutilization of resources. The industrial sector does not work to its maximum capacity due to the lack of machinery or supply of raw materials, because of which they are unable to hire maximum workers in factories. Next one is informal sector. See, as India is a developing country with the majority of the population living in the rural areas, people are still much more dependent on the informal jobs, which are irregular in nature with several health hazards like crackers factory, fireworks factory in Sivagasi in Tamil Nadu. Those are some informal sectors. Now, what are the impacts? See, jobless growth leads to underutilization of labor and human capital, resulting in lower productivity in the economy. Yes. See, India is currently facing the demographic dividend period where it has the highest percentage of working population in the world. So, the jobless growth actually refers to the underutilization of labor. There are more people to work, but you do not have job, which brings in the lower productivity in the economy. Like, if the more people are employed, eventually that's going to increase your productivity in the economy, which otherwise will remain stagnant. See, this underutilization will further aggravate the poverty, malnutrition, and lower per capita income of the population. And along with it, falling employment and earnings undermine India's chances to fuel the economic growth needed to create jobs for the young and growing population. See, this is like a cycle. When you don't utilize the capital properly, it will aggravate population. I mean, aggravate the poverty, malnutrition in the population. See, when you don't create that, when that poverty, malnutrition takes place, the capital which is limitedly available, you have to use that for the welfare. Eventually, it will again not create employment or earnings opportunities, which will again push into the underutilization of labor. So yes, that's it for today's lecture, guys. Hope you guys understood the gig economy and the jobless growth. So with this, we are coming to the end of this unit. So we will be beginning with the next unit soon in the next lecture. So do watch the video, comment your doubts, like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.